Good morning, bonjour. My name is George Markovich. I'll be your captain on this 747 flight to Mexico City. It's an Air France 438. Our aircraft today will be a 747-400. If you know about it, the American used to call her the Queen of the Skies, and it's called, well, nicknamed Jumbo. And I was born in Africa, so Jumbo in Africa means welcome. So let me welcome you to the Air France 438 to Mexico. Here we are at the heart of the flight operation of Air France. And the first thing I have to do in the morning is check in to let the company know that I'm present and ready for duty. So you see, Mexico, thanks, and have a good flight. So that gives you, put you in a good mood. So basically, the information I have right now, even though we're going to ask for more, because all the tools are here, the phone, the computers, we have access to pretty much everything that the flight ops give us to make our flight safe and sound. First thing I can give you for information is our plane here is, as you can see here, this is one of the papers we use at Air France. This is the reference one. It's called Octave de référence in French. Gives us a flight time of 11 hours and 23 minutes.
We're almost ready to go. 30 minutes to go before startup. So we'll brief right now with the two other crews, technical crews. So the information that I can give you right now is we definitely have a final fuel of 135 tons of fuel. This is what we decided to upload, and that will make us take off at close to 370. That's 370 tons here in Paris. So for the briefing, first of all, the threats. Well, the weather is not too bad. We know the airport, so let's say that the threat would be complacency or knowing too much, thinking that we know too much the airport. So we'll be extremely vigilant on the clearances. Fair clearance eventually if you have to cross runways, and to be sure that we don't make any mistakes during the taxi.
Bonjour, Air France 438, taxi left Romeo, and I could back for a shortcut.
Left on Romeo, waiting for a shortcut, Air France 438.
On runway 27 left.
Take off.
V1.
Rotate. L nav.
Checked.
Atrex. L nav.
Checked. And the next point is to check if we're on the right route, and that means that I put in a time. It's about a minute ago to check if we're right on track, and we have to do that at every 2 degrees or 10 minutes after each waypoints throughout the Atlantic. This is compulsory, and that enables us to be sure that we're on our track and we didn't make any what we call gross navigation error. This is the big mistakes that people happen on the Atlantic, and sometimes they're not in the right position. It's over the ocean. So we'll try to be on the right track to Mexico City today. It looks like kind of primitive, but this is the way we do it. I have two equi-time points. The first one here is at 1610, so we passed it. That means that before 1610 Greenwich time, if we had eventually a problem, basically engine problems, or eventually pressurization problems, or a passenger that would be ill, we would return to press tweak. Between 1610 and 1633, not even half an hour, we will go to Reykjavik, which is here, the island. And after 1633, we'll go to Goose Bay. Let me tell you about the, I would say almost a love affair of any airlines having jumbos, especially for Air France. If you look at Boeing, if you still go now, you will see in the place, the assembly line of the 747, it's written on a big board, we build legend. And I think that the 747 is one of those big stories. Air France has a long story with a 747. The first one, if I do remember, was a 747-100 that joined the fleet in 1970, April the 9th. It was the Fox Bravo Victor Papa Alpha. I think that was the registration. But anyway, it was a 100, was Pratt & Whitney's. That was the first of all the aircraft that was built by Boeing. And then after this, we had a bunch of different ones. The 747-200, the 747-300. We had a 747 cargo, what we call a freighter. We had the 747-400, ERF, Extended Range Freighter, which is a cargo, and the BCF. It's a Boeing converted freighter. The great part of this airplane, it's extremely redundant. It's easy to fly, it's pilot friendly, and any pilot that will fly Boeing, whichever it's a classic, which is the 1, 2, 300 series, or 400, will fall in love. Never heard any pilot criticizing this aircraft. I was lucky enough to be able to fly as a co-pilot and as an instructor on the 100, 200, 300, the freighter, and the 400. And last but not least, as I said before, I keep laughing and smiling saying this, but I was born in Africa, and in, I told you before, Swahili language, Yambo means welcome. So each time I climb on this aircraft, I feel welcome. This is like home. I can say that to my wife, but definitely I feel as home here almost anywhere else. Just to remember, Jumbo was not a Boeing name. It was the media that called it Jumbo because it looked like an elephant in the beginning. Barnum and Bailey in New York was a very old circus, and they called it Jumbo. But you know what? They were right to call it Jumbo because if you saw the movie of Disney, Jumbo, you fall in love with that little elephant. Well, this is the same thing for the Jumbo aircraft. We definitely are all in love with it.